What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Conversations. We are your host, Ben.
And I'm Ryan.
And we are back. Man, I feel, has it been a while? Why do I feel like it's been a while?
No, we saw each other last week.
No, we took a week off.
We did?
Oh, no, you know what it was? We were supposed to record this week.
Tuesday. Yeah, we couldn't.
And then
we
took that day off.
Yeah, we took that day off.
Yeah, okay. Well, dude, you know, one thing that I realized, we have been asking people to write us ratings or write us reviews, leave us ratings and things like that. And we haven't acknowledged the people who have actually taken the time out to write us comments and things like that. And there were some pretty interesting ones, but there was, we want to do this because we want to show love to those who actually take the time to write us a review or even in the comments make suggestions and things like that. So today we have a comment from Fire Future 2023. Shout out Fire Future
2023.
Thank you for writing us a comment. And this was actually a really good one because it was suggestions. And so I'll just read it. Fire Future says, I think they should do a cross interview, meaning let a guest bring 5 questions to ask Ben and Ryan, then take 5 questions from sources like Here and other platforms. I think Here was this YouTube? Was this from YouTube?
I guess, yeah.
This is from our YouTube. Okay, so this is a YouTube comment. Shout out to all the folks who are watching our vids on YouTube. Hey, we're on all the other things too. We're on Spotify, Apple, all the things. But so this is off of YouTube. And so take 5 questions from sources like Here and other platforms, social media wise, but keep the rest naturally organic. That's my favorite part of the show. Awesome. My first question would be, what is everyone's biggest fear and why this question promotes talking about it and analyzing it? And they always have such great back and forth. Okay, we're going to take these one at a time. So that's question 1. All right, Ryan, what is your biggest fear? What is your biggest fear?
Dying in a fiery plane crash?
I believe that because the first time I flew with you, I remember we had experienced a little bit of turbulence.
Are you talking about recently or like when we were younger? Because I was okay when
I'm talking about the first time I flew with you.
Like when we were...
So when we were younger.
Younger, okay.
That would indicate the first time
we
flew
you're right.
together.
Sorry.
The first time we flew, there was a little bit of turbulence. And mind you, I knew you as like the goofy, chill, laid back. Like I never thought of you as somebody who would flip out for anything. And it was a little bit of turbulence. And then
I think it was a good amount of turbulence.
Nah, bro, it was very moderate.
Do you remember where we were going?
Bro,
I think it was like Chicago.
It was a Houston
Chicago.
Probably.
We were flying there like on the coldest, windiest day.
I don't know about all that, bro. All I know is there was moderate turbulence. We're all just kind of like, okay, whatever.
Oh man, okay,
all right, whatever. But then I think we're watching movies on the plane, and then I think we were like kind of interacting. It was, oh yeah, watching, and then like out of nowhere you just stiffened up, and then like you were just holding like you had a death grip on the armrest.
Yeah.
And then I thought you were joking, so I was like, I would be like, I would kind of mess with you, and then you're like,
no man,
don't do that, don't. And I was like, and then you had your eyes closed, and I still thought you were joking.
I was praying, dog.
I know, I thought you were like playing a character or something.
Oh no,
but then
I'm crying. Right
and then I was just like, oh damn, this guy's actually scared, and so I believed that.
Okay. Yeah, and by the way, cut to 20-something years later when we're traveling with Kinjas, there was a time where you still made fun of you would still troll me like when we were going to Brazil.
That was so out of pocket as far as how I knew you. I never thought you would be a turbulence. I get who doesn't get scared. I've been in turbulence where the plane like, and I'm like, oh, that's where I'm like, okay.
The reason why is, and I used to travel with my parents and this and that, and I never was scared of flying. And it wasn't until I went to Japan, and then I went to go see an ex-girlfriend when she was staying there. She was studying abroad. You know who it is. And then on the way back, we're on the plane, and I remember the plane there was turbulence. But, I've experienced turbulence before, but it wasn't where, like, all the workers were, like, running to, like, find an empty seat. Like all the
flight attendants?
The flight attendants.
Okay.
So when I saw that, I was like, yo.
They say you don't panic until you see the flight attendants.
Exactly, right? Because like So that's what kind of that keeps me like now when I and it shakes stuff and I see everyone just like chilling and doing their own thing and I'm the only one flipping. I'm like, okay, Ryan, chill out. But she just sat. There's this one that sat right next to me, and it was like we were on the 3-seater over here, and then there was the long whatever the long middle 5-row one. It was a big plane. She sat down on the very corner edge, and she was like talking to me like, oh yeah, this is not that bad, and this and that, and while the plane is like doing this,
Yeah.
and it was a big one where it was like, boom, and it felt like a couple hundred feet. Like it felt like we found like one of those pockets where there was like
Black hole.
like a no air coming anywhere, so it just dropped out of nowhere, and to me that was the moment where I was like, holy crap, like we're up in the sky like 10,000, 20,000, and that's the thing. Every time you get turbulent, they just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. So and I know that the scariest part is the most dangerous part is taking off and landing.
Yeah.
But those are the most like I'm the happiest, or not the happiest when I'm taking off, but landing is like I'm like the closer I'm getting, I'm like imagining like, okay, if the plane crashes here, like we have this percentage chance like to live. And I get very morbid on planes, dude. I'm like, I do everything. I'm like, I'll touch the plane
haven't
and like.
you seen Dumb and Dumber? He says you're more likely to die on the way to the airport in a car accident
Sure,
than the plane actually
because
going down.
of we use a car every day, but the plane. Here's the thing. Here's what I don't like about it. I don't like that there's a person. My life is in two people's hands. These guys or girls could have found their wives cheating last night and just be like, do you ever see that one with the Denzel where Flight or whatever that one, like he was going like blow and taking shots off, like
but the fool, like got him safe.
Sure, whatever, because that's Denzel,
dude. Safe.
That's Denzel, but in my mind I'm like, okay, there's a lot of trust in that, and then a lot of trust in a mechanical thing. So I still do it. I still do it when I have to. I don't like to. I'll take like an Ambien or like a Xanax now,
You
like
just knock out on the plane.
And it's funny because as I get older, like it gets more like, it depends. Like if I'm with Vero or if I'm with a friend, it's a little easier to deal with. But if I'm by myself, like I'm definitely taking a Xanax because I need.
Interesting.
But I still do this thing.
I know,
dude.
bro. I seen the death grip on the armrest. I thought you were about to freaking like pull those junks out.
Bro, the flight back from, just the last thing on it, the flight back from our honeymoon, there was crazy turbulence, and I was like, dude, this is like we're gonna Kobe died. I'm gonna die in the same month as Kobe. I was like, I had all these like things in my mind, like a correlation of who,
Hey, at least you died with one of the goats, man.
Yeah,
if you were to have, you know what I'm saying?
What's one of your biggest fears?
Man, my biggest fear. How do I answer this truthfully? I mean, now that we're talking about, because I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of death, but I am afraid of a suffering, painful death.
Yes.
Yeah, it might be like drowning in the ocean, because the thing that's weird for me is I love the ocean. There's something very calming, and I love being near it and looking out at it, but being in the ocean is kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Because like even when I go out to, let's say, like Santa Monica Pier, you know how you go out to the very end of the pier, you're like, yo, I'm kind of far. If this pier just breaks and I'm like in the middle of the ocean, that scares me, because there's also this.
It's not middle. It's like pretty far out, though.
Yeah,
it's pretty
far out.
Enough
like,
for the
to the point where I'm like, my feet aren't gonna touch the ground if I just put my feet down.
For sure.
So, and then I also, my imagination goes wild. Like I just imagine like
Sharks.
not even that. I'm imagining some freaking Loch Ness monster or some giant squid arm just breaking down the pier. But yeah, something about the ocean is pretty terrifying, because it's powerful, man.
Yeah.
And there's
those movies or that idea of like being stranded on just a boat in the middle of the ocean is like, that's the most terrifying.
Dude, when I watch that's why I love watching Castaway.
Yeah.
Because it's partly scary.
Yeah.
And then partly calming. And also, it's just Tom Hanks, man. You love Tom Hanks, man. You just want to see Tom Hanks just figure it out.
One of my favorite survival.
And it's also that movie is it's one of those Sunday afternoon. I just put it on and I can just watch it, just fall asleep, take a nap, wake up,
Wilson,
and wake up. Oh, he's still on the island. Fall back asleep. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think drowning in the ocean would be.
Are you a good swimmer? Do you think you're a good swimmer?
I can swim. I don't know if I would
That's
say
interesting
I'm a good
because you
swimmer.
jumped off of that one cliff in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And
That
for me, I
was
wouldn't
scary.
do that. I was like, go ahead, man. That's your birthday. Do it.
Yeah, it's scary. But, I'm also just YOLO, too.
Yeah. Well, you did get hurt that. Yeah.
Did I get hurt? Oh, I know, but that was because I slipped down a hill.
Yeah.
And I friggin' almost like
it was a bad hill though.
I
it was
bruised my rib on that.
You were trying to take a shortcut, so
I think drowning in the ocean would be. I don't know if that's my biggest fear. I think that's my biggest fear of how I would die. I would not want to die.
Sure.
Like
okay.
that.
So if we're gonna go with that, that's for me too. The
Okay.
plane.
Yeah.
It's not the dying part. It's the coming out, beep 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 beep, and everything flying and all the things opening up.
Yeah, that's pretty chaotic.
And just
sure.
that idea of like when it does this and people fly up to the. Just in the movies, they do a good job.
You seen what you call what is that movie called? Final Destination.
Final Destination.
Yeah.
The other one, The Day After Tomorrow. Like all of them have it where it's like it goes, and that's real. Think about it. I've been in where you drop and it's just like, so it's like that. It's the chaoticness of that death.
Have you had a near-death experience?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was near death because based off of science, like of what I know about science.
What happened? We're taking a very long time to answer these questions, by the way. It's fine. It's fine.
Sorry, yeah.
No, it's cool.
Near death. I know, saw this dude that I kind of had beef with, and we were like frenemies, but like for some reason, like I didn't sleep that night, and like he came up to me at SMC in the cafeteria, and he said some shit to me. And I remember just like grabbing his shirt and like throwing him like somewhere. I just pulled him and I ripped his shirt. And he was like, all right. So we went and met in like Sawtell, like Nijia, like market.
Yeah.
And we went downstairs to fight. And right before I went to my friend's house and I was like smoking like meth, and I was like getting all pumped. And then I like did something. I think I drank a Red Bull too right before. So like my heart's like pumped, ready to go. And I was like, as I was fighting, like I started losing my vision. And I was like, oh shoot. And then like literally, I was like to the point where like the guy I was fighting was like, "Yo, are you okay?" Like we stopped.
He became concerned for you, the guy that you were fighting.
I mean, everybody around was like, "Yeah. Well, wait, hey, what's going on? Like, hey, are you okay?" And then like the guys, there was some dudes that like were kind of our friends who were just making sure that we made it fair and stuff. Like he was like, hitting my pulse, and I was like, it was like 210 beats per minute.
Whoa.
And yeah, so like. That's what he told me. He was like, dude, you need to chill out. Because I was like, no, I'm good. But the crazy thing is like, I couldn't open my eyes. And the whole time I just saw this, like it wasn't like my life was flashing, but I just saw this white, like when you close your eyes and you look into a light and you see this white, like reddish white. It was kind of like that. So it was like,
whoa.
Yeah. But like 3-4 hours later, I kind of like got my energy back. And I felt like it messed with my heart like really bad by doing that. But yeah, that was like, I think the closest thing based off of what I know of what my heart could probably take. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you snapped out of it.
What about you?
I have, man. I'll make it short. So I was on a missions trip to Arizona, and we went on this camping trip. Within the missions trip, we took the kids that we set up a kind of like a youth sort of retreat thing. We went down into like the bottom of this canyon where there was like this dope lake, and it was great. It was cool. Like it was chill. Everything was like really beautiful. But we went during monsoon season, like, so they have like crazy thunderstorms where it's like flash flood type storms out in Arizona. This was like in the desert. You get like super dry, and then when it rains, it literally pours. Yeah. So when we were there, it was chilling up until it started to rain. And then immediately, so the person that was there, that was kind of our guide. In our minds, we were just like, okay, it's raining. We should, go in our tents and blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, we need to leave. Like, it's time to go. We're like, we just got here. He's like, it's going to flood. So we're like, frick. All right. So we packed up everything, and then it just started pouring, bro. Like, and then we just seen, cause we're at a lake, right? But it's at the bottom of a canyon. So then it's going to just start filling up basically. We're like kind of in a cavern, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, we got to get out of here ASAP. Pack up all of our stuff. So we hop back into our 15-passenger van. He hops in his like Jeep. He's the guy who's like kind of leading us, right? So he hops in his Jeep, and he's like just follow me, like be right behind me. So like we're going, and this is Arizona. It's not like there's paved roads. They're literally like dirt roads, and it's pouring rain. So like, and then the roads get narrow. And so we get past this one part where we're watching the Jeep. He's like, make sure I get past it first, and then you go after me. So he's literally like, if I can make it, then you guys follow me, right? So he like gets barely, and then we can even see his tires spinning, whatever. And then he gets past this little narrow part, and then he gets past it. And so he gets out, and he gets out of his car, and he's like, literally kind of like, do this, whatever. And mind you, we're in a 15-passenger van, so it's like, it's a big. God. We're in a big, one of those white vans, right? And so that we have like, there's like 15 of us in there. And I didn't even realize this, that our missions like retreat leader, in my mind, I think whoever's leader is like probably like an adult, blah, blah, blah. But when I think back, this dude is probably like 18 years old. You know what I mean? He's probably like, he's a kid. And he's just like trying to figure it out. And so we're going down that little curvy thing. And the guy's like, oh, hold on, whoa. And he's like, turn this way. He's like, all right. And then he's just signaling us, right? And then so we start going, and then we could hear and feel the tires, and we're just not going anything. We were not moving. And then there was a moment where we just started to go towards the end of to the other, and now we're halfway up the mountain. So it's like, yo, we fall off, we're just gonna roll down. And I remember anxiety. And I was, I was probably like 15 years old at this time.
Were you like knew that it was like were you kind of like a kid like, yeah, we're cool, like?
No, bro.
Or did you know that it was like,
all of us were like, everybody was scared. People were crying in the van. Like it was legit a situation. And as soon as we were trying to go up this way, but we felt us going this way. Because imagine when you're like, we could feel the cars sliding. Down, yeah. And then there was this moment, and I'm hearing crying. I'm hearing like girls are screaming. I kid you not, and I'm not saying this just like whatever. Mm-hmm. I had a moment where it, like, again, everyone says that when you have a near-death experience, everything goes in slow-mo, like everything slows down. I had that. I just felt everything was in slow-mo. I hear all the screaming, and then I was scared up until the moment where I was like, oh shoot, I think we're about to die. And then I had this weird sense of calmness. And I prayed in that moment. I said, okay, God, be ready to receive us. I remember praying like, Lord, receive us. And then at the last second, the caught traction, like, and then we started going back up. And then like, we got out of it, right? Wow. So we finally got out of this crazy the canyon. And then, so now we're finally made it on the dirt road. It's pitch black dark. It's still pouring rain. And we were like driving on the road. Now everyone's relieved. But then like so now we think we're safe. And then we're like driving, and then we just see this car coming directly at us. And then like our driver was like, oh! And so it was one of those like, you, and we're like, please don't get us out of a canyon and then have that happen to us. So we had like 2 near-death experiences. Damn. But that one was like almost like because most of us were like sleeping in the car at that time because, he's just driving. Yeah. So everyone's just like, just drained because we were just like freaking terrified that we were about to die. Yeah. But I just remember that moment of, I was like scared until I was like, all right, this is it. And I said, we're about to die. And I was like, Lord, receive us.
Damn.
And then it's like, whoa, that's crazy.
I think when that happened to me, I was just like, oh, I'm tired. Why can't I open my eyes? Like I think I calm myself to not like overreacting and like exploding my heart. So yeah. That's a different kind of calmness, but damn.
Yeah. All right. Well, DC, look at this, man. This is inspiring a whole different conversation. All right, cool. So that was question 1, the biggest fear. Number 2. Again, shout out Fire Future 2023. Beth.
You just made Beth.
Shout out Beth.
Yeah.
What have you learned that can't be taught about life? I'm not really sure what that means. Okay, so what have you learned that can't be taught about life?
Maybe she meant what?
I guess like you have to experience
that life.
Like you have to experience it. You can't be taught this. You just have to experience it, and something you learned about life just through experience. Like you can't learn this in school. You can't learn it even by a conversation. You just got to experience. I'm going to interpret it as that.
Yeah, okay.
So something that you've learned about life that can't be taught.
Okay, yeah. You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go first. Let's see. What's something? Um, yeah, okay. I think this is what's coming to me is um, no shortcuts. Um, I think, of course, shortcuts is something that I think we're all naturally inclined to want is let me hack this so that I can get the result of the thing that I want faster. But
Yeah, hacks are big. Like they're all like,
life does not, you can't live life by expecting shortcuts to get you through. I think you have to experience um, pain. You have to experience uh, patience of by having to wait. Seasons don't change because you want them to. Seasons only change when it's time for it to change. For instance, even the way that the world, like our seasons, summer, winter, spring, fall, like those months have to pass for that season to change into the next season. You can't just be like, man, I'm sick of the heat. I want it to be winter tomorrow. And then like
yeah,
all of a sudden tomorrow it's winter. So it's the seasons of life don't change until it's time for it to change. And so you, no matter whether you like it or not, you got to wait through it. And I think the other side of that is waiting well. You have to learn how to wait well. And even if you are in a situation that sucks and that like you're having a hard time, well, it is what it is. You're having a hard time. It sucks. So now what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about the fact that it sucks? Are you just going to let it suck and just let it suck even more and even more and even more? Or are you going to do something about it to help it to at
help it
least
not
suck less? I don't know about not suck, but suck less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, bro, we just got out of a freaking pandemic. That sucked for everybody. You doesn't
I liked
matter.
it. I mean, sorry.
You like the pandemic?
Yeah, I mean the store was doing great. Vera was staying home most of the time. She cooked amazing food, like so
Completely
selfish.
selfish.
No, but you
In
know
Ryan's world, he's like, I wish every day was
well,
COVID.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Here's the thing. For someone
Like
like
I got rich, made a
Anyways.
ton off of NFTs.
I'm not gonna defend myself because it just sounds horrible. I don't want to do another 10 minutes of me defending myself. But yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you can't change the fact that something is not pleasant, but you can do things to help it to be better than it would be if you just let it. If you could, because you could sink deeper into your depression,
Yeah.
deeper into like, man, this sucks. F it. I'm just gonna go do this now then, and then like just let yourself go even into a deeper hole. But if you do things to, I mean, yeah, because of the pandemic, I was like, all right, gyms are closed. I got to find a way to be healthy. So I just started running and I just picked up running and I became a
Filipino.
runner. I became a Filipino. I'm like,
It got
what?
so dark.
Being a runner, you become Filipino?
Yeah, you're all like cut, and then you're like super tan. So it was like,
Oh, so you're just calling my tanness Filipino. Okay,
that's a joke, man.
I get it. I
That's
know. See you guys. Welcome to Conversations.
Conversations. Damn. Like, I think for me, the one thing that I've learned in life is that, like, life is truly short, and if I can say anything to any, I don't know if we have any younger listeners, but any kind of wisdom, it's like, dude, like when you're like, I used to be like, oh, you 30, oh man, you're an old dude when I was like 21, and now I'm like 30's young, I'm like 30's young, so it's like, so now it's like I respect the in terms of age, like I feel like I'm going into my not golden years, but the best of my youth years, if you know what I mean. Like I kind of figured it out. 40s are great for me. I don't know about you, but like I think it is for you. It's kind of like I found my stride. I don't have FOMO. I don't like have as much insecurities. Like I get insecure here and there about stuff, but like I think the one thing that I learned is just that you're gonna age, and to like really appreciate like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Really appreciate your youth. Like I look back at the stuff that we did when we were traveling and stuff, and it was like, man, these are like there's people doing Usher and stuff, back dancing for Usher and stuff, and this and that. We're like, oh, it's small potatoes or whatever. But it's like now that I look back, I'm like, dude, it was amazing. Like the experience was amazing. So I think that's the only thing I learned as I age is that people always say life is short, but no one ever really like thinks that. No one ever actually acts like life is short. Everyone's like they worry too much, or they're like, you know, focused on 10 years, which is great, you know, but life is short, you know. And I think what my mom is trying to do with the family trips, because she knows life is getting shorter and shorter for our time together. So she's now kind of putting away that angry Korean ajumma, you know, thing to like try to make this like family to put this family together. So yeah.
Okay. I almost forgot what the question was, because oh yeah, what can't you be taught about life? You just got to experience it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's good.
Thank you.
I felt like you were kind of bouncing all over the place.
No. I was.
Yeah, some people dance for Usher, but you know what? Life is short. I'm like,
no, but
like what?
Yeah, maybe I should have put more context.
It was like, you know,
because we used to background dance for Yusung Jun, and that's why I was saying when we were doing that, we could have, you know, we were doing like decent size, you know, venues, but like Usher was doing like stadiums and stuff, and like.
And what? Are you mad that you?
Nah,
the
whole point. Anyways. Yes.
It was like, hey, you
enjoy
know what?
the
Sometimes you gotta dance for Usher, but sometimes you gotta go to Vegas.
Yeah.
With your mom.
Oh yeah, I did kind of bounce around. Sorry, listeners, but I hope you listened to us before so you get context.
Yeah. You gotta listen to all the other episodes to get what he was
like
just talking about. All right, question 3. Whom do you really want to interview? Oh, well, we have like a dream board. I don't know if it's our dream board, but these were like, yeah, it'd be great to get these guys up in here.
There's some new ones.
Oh yeah, you've switched it up. I'll let you go through it, bro. You're the one who wrote these down.
Well, I mean, Manolo, my boy, he's gonna eventually be here, so that's a TBD. Bobby Lee, we got to get you on the show, brother. Cause
what's up, Bobby?
Yeah, I gave you a free mailbox, brother. You know what I mean? You're right around the corner from me. So
obligated now.
And then, you know, we have a few not super committed, but I don't know if I should say it because it's...
Hey, you don't have to, bro.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it, but it's some good ones. So.
Okay, so then, all right, forget the ones that we have on the board. Who would you really, really want? Like, man, like we don't even, maybe we might not even know this person. We might not have any connection to him.
Any degree of separation. So
whom do you really want to interview? Who is a dream guest you would want to have on?
That's a. And by the way, we are just reading these questions like literally right now.
This is off of we
didn't like
this
plan.
Is not premeditated. We're on the
Mark
fly.
just showed us these the questions. So, man, so the dream would be.
I guess it doesn't have to be an Asian person either. It could just be whoever.
Oh, I'm not even thinking of Asian.
Who would we have fun interviewing on this show?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Man.
I mean, there's so many people that I would love to have, you know? But if anyone, I mean, dead or alive, right? I mean,
if it's dead or alive, I'm
totally
interviewing. I would have went with Bruce Lee, but sure. This is Conversations.
Bruce Lee. You just said no. It doesn't have to be. You know what? You're right, Bruce Lee.
But it's like
that's such a easy answer.
Yeah, so it can't be dead or alive. It has to be alive.
Okay, has to be alive.
It has to be alive.
All right. But go ahead. Feel free to push out one if you have it already, because I'm still kind of going through my Rolodex of people.
Man, I would say because I was just watching Avengers outside. I would Simu Liu, man. You know, Shang-Chi.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he might be the...
That's a very... I feel like that's easy. That's
not so far off.
2 degrees of separation, I feel like. You know
that's
what I mean?
Like 1 degree of separation.
1 degree of separation there.
Kinja's even did a video with
there you go, man. See, come on.
So what's up, Simu?
Simu,
can we book you?
I'll cold call him.
That'd be sick, DM bro. Him. I mean, Conversations with Simu Liu would be sick.
That'd be dope, yeah.
You know?
I was going to go with Shaquille O'Neal because I feel like...
hey, you could dream however you want, bro.
He's like entertaining. He's funny. He's like very genuine. But also I have 2 stories with him that I could, you know, relate with him. Or if he probably doesn't remember me in any of those stories. But if he did, it would be like, it'd blow my mind. So
you've actually met him and interacted with him?
I met him twice, yeah. But I think I already mentioned it in the story. So
I've also met him
You did. You performed with him,
I know,
motherfucker.
but I'm trying to think sometime
This guy.
outside of that if I met him. But
Did you talk to him though?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I love you guys. You guys are
yeah,
the best.
he literally choreographed the whole routine. We thought we had to choreograph it. He already came in with the whole idea of
Dude, he's a dancer.
here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna
used to
put me
break
up
dance.
like over here, and I'm gonna like swing my arm and knock you guys off over here.
I'm gonna say that because I wrote a biography about him, or like a thing, like a report when I was in like 5th grade.
Yeah.
And then I became I was his fan when he was at LSU, and then when he went to the Magic, I was a huge Magic fan, and then he went to Lakers. That's how I became a Laker fan.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he left, and I was like super mad, and then I became a Kobe fan, and then I hated Shaq for the longest time up until
because he betrayed.
yeah,
LA.
up until him and Kobe like made up. I was like, all right, we're cool now, you know. So Shaquille O'Neal, get you out here.
Shaq, Ryan's cool with you now, so you can come on to the
Yeah,
show.
you're not blacklisted anymore.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, you're good now. All right, this is okay.
It was like were those like not inspirational?
It's fine, bro. We don't have to inspire anybody.
Yeah,
We're
you're
just
right.
here answering
Right.
questions. Number 4. What do you want, but you don't have it yet?
Money.
Me too, man. Sponsors for the show.
Sponsors. Sponsors. Help us keep
I'm
this going.
gonna just double down and piggyback off of that answer. Yes, we have no sponsors. This
No,
is,
but
this
okay.
is a labor of
So
love.
so what was the question again?
What do you want that you don't have yet?
Love from my father. No, I'm just kidding.
That's deep.
No,
We're
I was
gonna have
fine.
to let that one marinate.
Yeah, no. Obviously, I'm sure there's many Asian men that have that same thought, but that's
Yeah,
not. I would rather have $1 million. You know what I mean? I'm good with
That's
that.
it, man. You dream a little too small, bro.
$1 billion. I would rather have $1 billion.
Yeah,
That's like two. Like okay, let's
nah, dude. Billy's nice.
500. I'll be good in the 500 million. You know, net worth range.
Okay.
Because I'm in the $5-10 net worth.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
right now.
All right. What is something that I want but don't have yet? Let me go non-materialistic here. I would say, no, I do think I know what my purpose is. That's something that I actually sort of discovered, and I have a confidence in that. I will say
A short game. I'm just kidding.
my
Sorry.
short game is actually probably my strongest game, so just FYI. You know what it is? Okay. And I don't know if this will ever go away, but it would be great if it did. I would like to, I'm going to answer this interestingly, not have imposter syndrome.
Okay.
And I remember you asked in the last episode, what is imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
Imposter syndrome, for those who may not know, is the feeling that you don't belong somewhere because you think that you're a phony and everyone else is going to find you out. Like, wait, how did this guy get in here? Like, who let this guy in?
Yes.
That's imposter syndrome. The reason why I say that is because I think imposter syndrome can be healthy in some ways, because I think what it does is it makes you humble. It keeps you humble, because you're always aware of the fact that there is room for you to grow because you have not arrived yet.
Or you're not the shit. You know,
You're not the smartest guy. You're not
ish.
the most capable guy in the room. There's always someone smarter. There's always someone more capable and better than you. So I think in that way it is a healthy thing. But I think the unhealthy thing is that you think that you just can't do things. So then you just stifle yourself. You keep yourself from trying things because you're like, why would I do that? I can't even do it anyway. So why would I even try? So I know that has been a hurdle for me in a lot of ways, where I'm just like, man, why would I even want to write a book? Like, who would care? Well, who would want to read my story, right? So I would say the thing that I want but don't have yet is the fearlessness of imposter syndrome. Like, F that. I'm not affected by that. So that would be my answer to that. Wow, look at you, Fire Future. You're making us go super deep with these questions.
Yeah, we didn't even do our topic of today, but I guess
this is
cool.
our topic.
I like
This is our topic.
Yeah.
Number 5.
What if we just did this every episode?
We can. Hey,
please give a comment.
This is our fan appreciation, you guys. We're actually gonna read these things on air.
We might even go back to the comments from the previous videos, because I know we have a couple couple.
We have a couple?
Yeah, we have a couple. Yeah, I was gonna say a couple dozen, but that was a lie. But a couple.
Yeah.
Maybe up to a dozen or so. Maybe one
We
per.
got to
But
see, but we got to
we'll
keep
answer,
inviting.
yeah.
So this is why we do it. We're reading this because
Yeah.
we want to invite y'all to keep writing comments and reviews
nice.
and things. All right, final question.
Like,
Who are your, I guess, like sort of
who's
your day ones? Yeah, your day ones. So in your lives, who are your day ones, your roots? The people who have stayed in your lives and by your side.
I mean, the obvious ones are like my mom and dad. They're even though we don't get along as well like as I would like, they've still been there. You know what I mean? So, but aside from that, like my day ones, my roots, like my boys for sure. But out of my best friends, like my dudes, like RJ, you know, Robin, he is a dude that's kind of like if I was a mafia boss, he would be my consigliere. Consigliere, whatever. Like he'd be and he is already like any kind of legal
lawyer,
issues
bro.
I have. Yeah, he's my lawyer. He like helps me out. He like reads drafts. He reads things for me, kind of like dumbs it down for me. It's even to the point where like even if we say something, he'll talk to me like, hey man, by the way, you should be, you know, be careful for saying something like this or doing this, or like if you like, you know, we have drinking part, like people coming over to drink and stuff, and he's like, you should also make sure they get home safely because like you could be, you know, he's always thinking of my best interest. So like, he's like one of my main,
It's important.
And like, are we gonna say names or like I guess names, huh?
You don't have to say names. I mean, you could be as discreet as you want.
Well, so going into that, I'll go a little bit more vague on these. There's a handful of friends, and you are one of them too, that are just people that I've known for a long time that have seen different seasons of me, different versions of me, and like still F's with me for all of them. And like you guys make me better. You make me better. Like all my, like those, my day ones, they challenge me to be a better person. That's kind of why I'm a boring guy now. Like I used to be too off the cuff and like too irresponsible.
Dang, you just gave flowers to all the people who made you better, and that's why I'm boring now.
No. Sorry. But what I mean by boring is like I'm safe. I'm like responsible. I'm on time. I try to. I might not consider it all the time, but I try to be considerate. Like I'm the thing that they were when they complained to me, they didn't have to do it more than 1 or 2 times because I took it to heart and I'm like, I gotta be better for them, you know, like yeah. So
it's called being an adult, and being a man.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who don't do that, so you know they're like, F it.
Hey, dude, shout out to manhood and adulthood, man.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
those are like that's my, you know, if anyone, he's the guy.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. Hey, mine is, dude, you're one of my day ones, bro. That's why I'm like, I appreciate you. I love you too, man.
And then you got an extension, a branch that's Vero, you know?
Like, yeah. Vero's the homie,
that's
man.
stronger.
Yeah. Sometimes I hit her up before I hit you up.
You know, she told me, she didn't even tell me that you
she invited me to the family trip and you didn't even know.
I was like, oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the first time I heard of it.
But, you know, I really got to give it up to my brother, man. My brother.
He's a good one.
That's my day one. You know what I mean? Like we like, you know, it's funny as siblings. Most siblings grow up hating each other. Like, they're my annoying brother, my annoying sister, and you know, you fight and you whatever. And then, but you know, there's this key moment in when he was, how old was he? He's probably like 18, 19-ish. And, you know, so I'm 5 years older than him. So, but I always viewed him as my baby brother. Doesn't matter how old we were. I'm just like, you're a baby.
He was Bruin, right? Like, or he just danced there.
He just danced there.
Continuing the family tradition.
And so, I just remember this one time, I always viewed him as like, bro, you don't know anything. You're just a kid. So you got to listen to me and everything that I say because I just older than you. I just know better. And then we got into this almost like a fight. Well, we got into an argument, and then me just being the hothead that I am, like, you know, I'm always used to beating up my younger brother. And there was this moment where I kind of did the same. I pushed him, and then he didn't fight back physically. He was just like, "Why are you trying to? I'm trying to have a conversation with you, and why are you trying to fight?" And then I was like, what?
Yeah, you're like, you, yeah.
Who's this guy? Who's this adult?
Yeah, yeah.
And it made me feel stupid. I mean, but not in a way where he was trying to make me feel stupid. I just felt dumb. I'm like, damn, dude, you're right. Like, I'm acting like a little kid.
He actually
right now.
told me this story.
So it was that moment where I was like, okay, like I see you different now. And I remember we sat down at the kitchen table, we calmed down, and I was like, all right. He's like, dude, I'm a man. Like, I'm not a kid anymore. Like, so, and I was like, okay, then I'm going to treat you like a man, but you need to act like one. You got to be responsible, get your stuff together, you know? And then from that moment on, things changed. And then like we talked to each other respectfully, and then I would hit him up to like hang out and stuff. I would never hang out with my brother. I was never like, yo, let's go eat. Like, what are you doing? Let's chill. Never. You know, I mean, if anything, it's like we were watching TV together, or he'd watch me while I'm playing like Resident Evil or something like that. He'd just like watch me and stuff like that. So it's always like when we're playing a game, but it was never sitting down, talking and hanging out, inviting each other to things and blah, blah, blah. So I think from that moment, I saw him differently, because I saw like, yo, okay, I see you are a man now.
I have seen your relationship change too, because it was within the last like 5 to 6 years, or maybe later than that, or early, like 8 years. I don't remember when he told me it happened, but I remember there would be times where you would. I feel like the dynamic has changed.
I don't
You
know
don't punk him as
I don't know
much.
if you would have known. You never knew me when I was.
No, not that. I'm talking about even when I would see you guys when we would hang out at a certain time, like when you get a certain point of, like both you guys get a certain point of drinking, like you would bicker more to each other, like kind of like talk smack, or like just like, or you'd be a big brother, like da da da, and like even he would be like, oh man, like he would come up to me and be like, ah, that's so annoying, and I'd be like, hey dude, whatever man, just you know, he's your big brother, you know, so it's like,
yeah.
so
Well,
I was there for a little bit of it, and then like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was in my probably mid-20s at this time. So, but yeah, after that, like, our dynamic completely changed. So yeah, my brother, I always say like, my brother's my best friend, dude. Like, I love the guy a lot, and you know.
Oh, he's a good one.
So
shout out to Steve. Shout out to Robin. Love you guys.
That's it.
You know?
Man, that was dope, dude. I mean, that took up the entire conversation. I didn't think it was gonna be a full-on unpacking of things, but shout out Fire Future 2023. That
no, thank you. That helps us out, so we don't have to think of this like a
we don't have to,
yeah.
You made our topic for us today, so we were just answering your questions. And I mean, for all y'all out there, please write us comments, whether it's on whatever platform you're listening or watching on. Write us a comment, and if you have questions for us, we'll read it on air. And
I like that was good. That was good questioning, because it actually like you know what, I think the line of questioning to interview us is actually cool, because Anthony kind of did that already. He kind of.
That's true.
Yeah.
He interviewed us.
Yeah.
You know, we normally, but I think, you know, when it's just me.
Who else interviewed? I feel it was Anthony, and like it was like, it might have been, was it Anthony? No, I think it was Jet. Maybe it might have been Jet. Oh no, it was Law. It was Lawrence.
That's right.
Yeah,
he
Lawrence
was asking us questions.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, this is supposed to be a conversation. It's not supposed to be an interview necessarily.
Sure, you're right. It's not an interview, but these are the questions that spark the conversations that we have. You know what I mean?
No, man, this is great. Again, shout out to Fire Future 2023. Thank you for taking the time to write us that really thoughtful comment and the questions. That was really cool. And for all those watching and listening, please, that helps us out, man. Write us a review, leave us 5-star ratings. That actually helps us get visibility and get our show seen on the new and whatever it's called.
And subscribe, because
new
I
and
feel
noteworthy is what it's called.
I feel like our number, like as the people who follow us, there's like our video like views are higher than that. So it's like people are just watching, and then like, you know, so please follow us, because
we got a lot of good content in here. You know what I'm saying?
Great content.
Yeah, man.
Apparently the back and forth is great. You know,
we're going back and forth.
20 years of practice. So 20 plus years.
20 years.
If they could see like the behind the scenes of stuff, of all the trolling that you've given me over the years, because you know, I don't really troll you.
What are you talking about? I only troll you because I'm like, this guy just always comes at me.
No. I always troll everyone else. So you do this thing where you're like, I gotta troll this guy because I'm the protector of everyone else or something. Because I rarely when I troll you, it's like, oh, TFTI, or like, you know what I mean? But it's never like when you get me, you're like, you get me at the right time, at the right moment.
You always get me at the right time. That's why it always works. That's why I'm like, this motherfucker. I'm over here just trying to celebrate something, and he's like, "Oh, no. looks like you gained a little weight there, huh?"
See,
like that's literally how you do.
But that's not even a good troll. Like you,
bro, you like when you see me, like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, good job." I'm like, "Oh yeah, looks like you're letting yourself go a little bit." Huh? I'm like, all right.
First of all, that's why I got so fat, like big, because it was karma just hitting me like.
But you also said in a previous episode you do it because you do it for everyone else, because you're like, man, because if I was sexy, you know, like, I'd be. So dude, you're doing us a favor by you letting yourself go.
I was literally like, I was, you know, there was time where I was like walking by, and then like I had my a towel, and when I got really skinny, like I had the V, right?
Yeah, the D'Angelo's?
V. Yeah, right? Yeah. What is it? D'Angelo? Wait, no.
Bro, you haven't seen the D'Angelo video where you see the...
Is that his name? D'Angelo, yeah.
You
Sorry,
see the V?
It's been so long. Yeah, it's the... Yeah. And she was like, oh, right? Like, and like that little bit, like she never does that. So I'm like, think about it if I'm like buff, dude. Like...
Oh, yeah, because the whole world would just die. We just worship you.
No, not the whole world. Just
most of the world.
Just the media.
Just LA.
It's obvious. I'm joking,
just
guys.
Koreatown and Little Tokyo, East LA would probably.
Dude, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to work out.
I think that's it, man. That's all we got for today, dude. We're gonna keep trolling each other, and we're being better about that.
Yes, we are.
We're being supportive and encouraging.
No, let's just here we can troll each other, you know. But once we leave the studio walls, like the studio door, like.
Okay, so this is purely entertainment. This is like WWE. We're just like putting on a show here.
I wouldn't say that. It's just like, it's like amplified a little bit more, because this is real. Like this is the stuff that I can't say out there. I can say in here.
Okay, that's interesting.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening today. Today was a good one. I liked it. It was dope. So, make sure to follow us on our social media, on all platforms, Conversations_pod. On our X, it is _conversations. What you don't see is Mark. Mark is giving me the cues. Come on, let me take this home, dog. Let me land this plane.
Land this plane, bro, like Denzel.
We love you guys. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And, you know, if you like the content, please share it, because it really helps us out to get this our visibility out there. So we love you. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching, guys. We out. Peace.